It's the vibes. Where you say family, large up yourself, big up yourself. Your host Selah, Shalom in the building on the one and twos. It's the vibes. Family, large up yourself, big up yourself. We vibing to the music, yeah. One time for your mind. It's the vibes. I see y'all chiming in. You be y'all dreading as I'ma see ya, bedrin. Tekiva Masia, Stephen Masia, Shebrew, of course. The midget is in the building. The iron. Bazell, I see you. Bronze, I see you. Peace to the family chiming in. Hit the vibes. Selah Shalom TV, according to the text, as it is written. Hit the vibes. It's the vibes, yes family, large up yourself, big up yourself, Selah Shalom chiming in, salute in the name of Jehovah the Creator, Creator gang, bang, and that's how we bring it in the family, you dig? Matthew, what's good, I see you family, I got you already shipped out for tomorrow, Matthew look, boom, it's you here baby, and it's another box for you baby, all ready to ship out tomorrow. Peace, love, and light to the family. And you know how we like to get things started. Let's get this herbal essence going. Cause it's the vibes. You know what I mean? I ain't got no particular topic. Just decided to get on. Was feeling great, nigga. I said, let me get online and talk to the fam right now. On this Sunday afternoon, yeah? Big up, big up. Hope everybody enjoying their vibes this Sunday afternoon. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the little people like Shebrew, you know what I mean, on some midget shit. Big up to the pygmies. Big up to the Ahuans. Big up to the Gons. It's interesting how Oahspe give you these names. It's like, all right, I got you. Ahuan, Gons, and, Ions and things of that nature. I was like, all right. See, a lot of people ain't gonna understand the Oahspe is bringing you revelations that is unheard of, new things that's not gonna be found in historical records. So some of the information is hook, line, and sinker. You just gotta take it on face value or cross-reference it, whatever you may have that may coincide with it. So when we talk about the Ions, the little people, the only thing we can cross-reference with that is the pygmies, the Twa. Those are the evidence of the little people, historically speaking. So although we may not find the word iron in history, but we find evidence of little people. That's how you got to deal with the Oahspe in certain circumstances. Because not everything is going to be found historically. There's a lot of haters be like, oh, what is the history of Oahspe? What history did the Oahspe got and all this? I'm like, you got history. It referenced history. But it's not a historical book that came down through the ages. So if you want to be technical, the Oahspe Don't let me start sounding like Hilltop over here. Peace and breastings. Yo, Daryl Cosman, you crazy for that. But nah, the Oahspe shows you that, you know what I mean? The revelations are not all historical based. And it's the same thing with the Bible. When we talk about Genesis and the story of creation, that shit ain't historical based. That's some shit you just gotta accept. See that? Some things you could reference, some things it's like, alright, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna accept this or not. You could talk about them eunuchs. The niggas rather get their nuts cut and be made of slaves. A lot of the eunuchs was the yaks in early times in history. The yaks, the Sasquatch, the Bigfoots. They committed incest, interbred with each other. The early stages of Oahspe's life of man was savage, yo. See, niggas be thinking man came up on the scene all righteous and holy. Nah, nigga, man came up on the scene savage. Oahspe say man was interbreeding, creating incest with his own family members. He ain't know. You got grown-ass men with the mind of damn near infants. Them niggas don't know. And think about, they was when Asu was created, he was created 6,000 years before the creation of the crossbreeds of what created the Ions. So you had 6,000 years that man was in total ignorance of himself, not knowing who he was, whence he came, where he going. Nobody to teach him how to walk upright. Nobody to show him that this is that fruit, that is that herb. Man in the beginning literally mimicked the animals and just went off his nature and basic instinct in his environment. So like the Oahspe say, if man is not raised up, he will remain in the condition he was. If the angels ain't never come to raise man up, man will still be running around in the woods thinking he a goddamn animal. Because he has no example to be raised up. You see what I'm saying? Set apart, I see you. Peace to the fam. Freedom. I see you, Fritz. I see you, Roger. I see you. Everybody chiming in their ass. Lodge up yourself. Big up yourself to the family. You know what I mean? Sharice, must see you. Everybody chiming in. Big up and lodge up yourself. So yeah, yo. No particular topic. We can freestyle. I got a lesson I'm about to come do though. I'm about to get on Kemet ass, yo. Ancient Egypt. I'm about to revisit the video I did a while back. I'm gonna revise it and just do it live. It's called what was it called? Damn, I forgot the name of it. But it was basically dealing with Maat. It was showing the laws of Maat, and I was cross-referencing the laws of Maat with the behavior of the pharaohs of Egypt. And what I come to realize is that all that talk about Maat that these niggas talk about, ain't none of the pharaohs live up to that shit. So I was gonna do a video where I go through all the pharaohs from the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom, and show that ain't none of these pharaohs lived up to Maat. So all that shit, them ancient Egyptian niggas, them Kemetic niggas be talking about ancient Egypt was, you know, we had this, we had that. But according to the Maat laws, let me see if I can pull them up. The pharaohs broke all that shit. But that's a video I'm gonna work on though. Let me put the laws of Maat. See what I come with, yo. Alright, let me see what we have here, yeah? So we got the laws of Maat. Alright, let's look at this one. Yes, it's the vibes. Yes, family. They said the 42 laws of Maat. Let's pull that up. Hits the vibes. All right, here you go, family. These are 42 laws of Maat right here. Now these are the 42 laws of Maat. It says, I honor virtue, I benefit with gratitude, I am peaceful. Now let's go there. One of the laws of Maat is that I am peaceful, right? Alright. Now these are the laws that the Egyptian cats, the Kemetic community, revere highly of. Now let's get a picture of Narmer right quick. Let me pull up Narmer for a second. And let's make an assessment real quick. Let's do some judging. Let me get a close-up of the Narmer palette. Alright, here we go. Bear with me, fam. It takes a minute to blow these pictures. Alright, bomb. So this is Narmer. The Narmer palette. This is the first pharaoh of the Old Kingdom. And what did the law of Maat say? What did Maat, the law of Maat 3, number 3, what did it say? I am peaceful. Now let's be realistic. Do Narmer look peaceful in this position? He has a club in the right hand, and in the left hand he's holding a man by the hair. Obviously he's about to strike the man. So Narmer could not have lived up to the law that I am peaceful because he is engaging in war. And then he states, I respect the property of others. How can you respect the property of others if you got someone on the ground as your property about to strike him upside the head? So he's not living up to the law of Ma'at when it comes to that. Let me see what else. I live in truth. Well, I don't know. His truth may be slaughtering, so you can't hold him accountable for that. Let me see what else we got. I relate in peace. Number 12. I relate in peace. Does that look like Narmer is relating in peace? This is the first pharaoh of Egypt, so we started from the top. We started from the top. And the way it's looking, it don't look too peaceful right now. This don't look like balance. They say Ma'at is balanced. Ain't nothing balanced right here. Even in the warfare, y'all ain't even balanced. Your opponent don't even have a weapon in his hand to say y'all balanced in warfare. It seems like the warfare is a little unbalanced. It seems like you got the upper hand here. That's what it's showing you. So they're not living up to Ma'at. This is the first pharaoh Narmer, and we done found 3 laws of Ma'at he done broke that he not following. He said, I can be trusted. You cannot trust a nigga who's holding you by the head and is about to strike you with the right hand. You see what I'm saying? You can't trust a man like that. How did they get to that point? They had to negotiate and talk before they had to get to that point. You know, you got to delegate, talk things over before you go to war. So he couldn't be trusted. He says, I care for the earth. He said he's caring for the earth, okay? If you cared for the earth, you wouldn't shed blood on the earth, huh? What else we got here? I speak positively. Verse 17, the law 17 of Ma'at. What it say? I speak positively of others. Now, if you holding that man by the head and about to strike him, ain't no way in hell you speaking positively of that man. You probably talking, yeah, bro, I got you. Now I'm about to hit you upside the head with this club. You're not speaking positively of others in that position. What else we got here? I remain in balance with my emotions. The law 18. The law of Ma'at 18 states what? I remain in balance with my emotion. Now he don't look like he's pretty balanced with his emotion in this point, dealing with Narmer. He seems pretty unbalanced and upset. The reason for he's grabbing a man by the hair about to strike him. If you're not upset, you're not gonna be doing that. You're not gonna be peaceful doing that either. So again, what? I hold purity in high esteem. You can't be pure slaughtering men. You can't be pure going to warfare. So Narmer has already shown that he is not living up to at least 8 of the laws of Ma'at. Huh? And this is just the first pharaoh. I could go through the list of all the pharaohs and show ain't not one of these dudes live up to the laws of Ma'at. Not one of them. He says what? Let me see what else. Okay, I spread joy. 21, I spread joy. I spread joy is one of the laws of Maat. Does it look like Narmer is spreading joy? It seems like he's spreading destruction and death. That's what it looks like he's spreading to me. What's up, baby? You wake up? Where grandma? Okay. So you can see, obviously, that Narmer is not spreading joy. So don't let these comedic cats fool you just because they say, oh, Ma'at, the ancient Egyptians upheld Ma'at. Ain't none of these niggas upheld no Ma'at, as far as the pharaohs. Now the commoners, the people who's getting slaughtered may be the ones upholding Ma'at, because they're in opposition of what Pharaoh is doing. So the ones on the ground who's being slaughtered, those may well be the ones living up to Ma'at. But your Narmer is not living up to Ma'at according to what we're reading. What's another one? Verse 22, or Law 22, I do the best I can do. Well, obviously Narmer is doing the best he can do by slaughtering a man, hitting upside the head with a club. That's what Narmer's doing. This is 3000 BC, 3100 BC, 3300 BC, around 6,000 years ago. This was going on in ancient Egypt as the first pharaoh and supposed to be the balance of Ma'at. We're supposed to live up to Ma'at. If you don't live up to Ma'at, what happens? This is what happens if you don't live up to Ma'at. Let me show you right quick. Come back to this. This is what happens when you don't live up to Ma'at. You see this? You see this picture? Let me get ball out the way. You see this picture right here? When you don't live up to Ma'at, you see that little creature right there? In between with the Anubis? You see the scales of Ma'at right there. Now on the scale of Ma'at is a feather and a heart. Your heart is being weighed and it has to be light as a feather in order to pass through the 42 judges and be one with Osiris. But that little creature you see right there with the alligator head, with the lion's body and the hippopotamus hip, that's called the Amit. He's there to devour your heart if it's unbalanced on the scale of Ma'at. So what do we have here? So as far as we know, Narmer, this dude, Narmer, is not balanced according to Ma'at. His scales is completely off. We just showed and proved that he ain't even live up to half of the laws of Ma'at we just read. So his heart is not as light as a feather. So if his heart is not as light as his feather, who gonna deal with him? The goddamn Amit. Let me pull up a picture of an Amit. This is comedic history. See what I'm saying? Let me pull up a picture of the Amit so you know what's going on. And they want to talk about comic books and fairy tales. Oh man, they don't get no fairy tales and comic bookish than what the Egyptians laid out as far as allegory and zoomorphism. That's the Amit family. That's what devours the soul if your heart is not right with Ma'at. Give me 1 second, family. Yeah, so what you have here is the Amit. That's the equivalent of the Christian Satan. He devours the soul after death if your heart is not balanced with Ma'at. So that's what we're dealing with here. So if we applying Ma'at, honestly, Narmer will be devoured by the Amit because he's not balanced. We already discovered that his heart is not balanced. His heart is not as light as a feather. See that? His heart is not as light as a feather. So it already shows and proves that Narmer failed the laws of Ma'at and he's going to be devoured by the Amit. Now that's just one pharaoh out of many more I could show and prove that these dudes ain't live up to what they claim to live up. What up, Keisha? You see that? So that's what's going on, fam. What up, Layla? Be shy. Muffin? Yes, family. Yeah, so if you ever go up to them Kemetic cats, you already know how to approach them. Any of them Kemetic cats step to you, be like, yo, which one of them cats live up to the fullness of my eye? So you gotta ask. So you gotta ask. When you go on Sarnetta, ask them that question. Ask Jabari that. Ask all them boys that. See which one live up to the fullness. See, that's how you gotta catch it, man. You can't let these niggas sit around and just say anything. Try them niggas. Test them niggas the same way they test you. Put them on trial. Ali. Who that? Ali? Madim, I see you. Peace, family. What's good? 42 laws of my aunt. That's because it came in the 18th dynasty, years after the Exodus. Yeah, and they not even living up to it. Something that came after the Exodus that they're not even living up to. Said niggas from the regions of Mesopotamia came and enslaved the children of Taseti, Nubia, and pre-dynastic periods. Yeah, what they call them, the Shemshu Hor. Yeah, even in the Oahspe talk about the migrations of the Mesopotamians into pre-dynastic Egypt, before the pyramids. There was a migration of Asiatics coming in, and if you want to get technical, that's what the whole normal palette is about. Because you have some Egyptologists who confess that the normal palette, those are Asiatics. So if those are Asiatics on the palette, that proves that the Asiatics was occupying that land before them. You gonna make me some food, Layla? You gonna make me some food, Layla? Serena, you gonna make me some food? Serenity, I mean? Where my pizza at? Where my strawberries? Kids got a little fake oven, so they be trying to feed me the little fake food. On the lookout, peace family, I see you. Yeah, so when we go to Sarnetta TV, we know how to handle them. We're gonna go straight to Maat and then raise the question, which pharaoh lived up to the laws of Maat? That's the question you raise to the Kemetic community. That's the question you raise. Which one of them lived up to the laws of Maat? We just showed and proved that Narmer did it. Who's the pharaoh that came after Narmer? Let's see. Let's see if he lived up. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna go into it. I'm gonna say that for a video presentation. So we can do it right. Go into it. No stones unturned. LaShonda, I see you. What's good, family? Yeah, we gonna have to come to Texas and ride some of them horses, yo. Ride some of them livestocks. You living, hey, LaShonda, you living where we trying to get to. We trying to get to the land. You already there. You think Sai running? Nah, Sai not running, yo. Sai just caught up on a whole bunch of what he got going on. You know what I mean? He just blinded right now. He ain't running. It's just that when we get that platform, it ain't no just quick 1, 2, 1, 2. Like, nigga, if we get that platform, we need the whole show ourselves to go in. Because we can't explain this in a matter of an hour, especially the way they come in back and forth with the questions and the this and the that and all the stuff we got to clear away before we can even get to the information. He said when Oahspe hits Sarnetta's curtains. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of challenges. It's gonna be crazy because once after the smoke clears and it's time to just deal with the information, I believe that a lot of them is gonna find more commonality than they think. You know what I mean? First when they hit a Jehovah, they're gonna run from that. Oh, the Jehovah thing. Oh, ain't no Jehovah in ancient Egypt. They're gonna do that. Then they're gonna be like, the white man thing, you know what I mean? Oh, it's written by a white man. But see, Sarnetta, he's kind of past those stages now, though, with the whole white man thing. So this is the best time to catch the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't on this pro-black shit. He understand, you know what I mean, the universality to a degree now. He's starting to open up. You know what I mean? The Jehovah thing, the Mason thing. Well, the Mason thing, them niggas don't be tripping about Mason like that because they understand the Masonry came out of ancient Egypt anyway, so they don't be tripping about the Masonry thing. But once we get into the cosmogony and prophecy, once we show and prove the essence of how the Creator create in comparison to the 7 days, oh yeah. And once he catch on, King, oh yeah, he gonna be calling up the Tazariaks, the Pastor Bennett's, like, yo, we got one here. Because once we get them in our trap, and our trap is chapter and verse, nigga. We don't care about nothing, all that other shit you talking about. Once we draw them into the rope, draw them into the net, nigga, game's over. We got them where I want them. Nigga, I'm a chess player when it comes to this. I'm a jiu-jitsu man when it comes to this. If a jiu-jitsu man grab your ass and wrap your ass up, if you don't know what you're doing, nigga, he got you. And that's exactly how we looking at this right here. You dig? Trinidad in the building. Where you say, big man? Large up yourself, yo. I want a real Trini style roti, you know, King. I come to you and team, I want a real Trini style roti, yeah? Yes, I. Who that, George? Fraser, large up yourself. Big up yourself. Some say Sharnetta running. No, they ain't running. And then the other night, what was it, yesterday, I think, when it was on live? And they was talking about cannibalism in the Bible and shit, nigga. They just exposing their own God. I'm like, y'all niggas giving fuel for the ammunition. And I see Yeriyahu, they responded to you too. Nepal, she mentioned she spoke your name. I was like, oh, alright, yeah. And you ain't even hit them with Oahspe. You were just hitting them with, you know what I mean? You was hitting them what they was coming with. But yeah, they better come, like, the approach they take with that Oahspe, they'll have to come like level, like, let's have a discussion. Don't come like trying to be challenging shit. Because once that spirit of challenge come in, then there's gonna be problems. They're gonna be trying to block niggas, hang niggas up. Like they did the white boy yesterday. What's his name? I forget his name. Peter the white guy. I'm like, what'd he say? Oh, he disrespected me. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is the most disrespectful channel, nigga. What the fuck is the problem? You know what I mean? But that's how it is. Like a nigga like Cosmo and Cal and me, if we get on there and turn up, yeah, man, them niggas gonna be trying to shut us down, especially Cosmo and Cal. They gonna try to shut that nigga down. I get on there, but let me set the tone on them niggas. Let me go in there first and set the tone for these niggas. Let me set the tone on these niggas. And the first question when we raise, you already know. What's the difference between the gods? That's what we dealing with them. Bring Tazariak up. Nigga, what's the difference? I already raised that question to Tazariak. Where was it on, it was either on Facebook or they did a live one time and it was in the comments. But I think it was on Facebook. I raised a question to that nigga and he responded back. I say, yo, what's the difference between God, Lord God, and Lord? The nigga made up some shit. Oh, that's the hierarchy of angels and do. So I said, show me that in the scriptures. And you already know where that shit went from there. When they start making up shit, nigga, you say, show me that in the scriptures, my nigga. Don't let them niggas go with that. Leaning on their own understanding. That's why Sa got them niggas on edge right now, because he done figured it out. He done figured the game out. Sanetta's gonna go up if he leave the faithist. Yeah. Sanetta numbers gonna go up. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of challenges, man. When I was in the comments, it was niggas telling me that, yo, come in the link, Selah, come in the link. One nigga tried to be like, oh, what you gotta say about the white folks being light and all that? I said, nigga, them is pygmies, nigga, them is albinos. Simple. Eliyahu, what's good? I see you. Peace and blessings to the fam. Peace to the righteous gods and goddesses. Messiah King. Yes, definitely. We definitely living in interesting times. Technological age. Show me a time historically where it's been like this, yo. When niggas on internet and TV and shit like this. This shit ain't never been. There ain't no documents in history where niggas had computers. Y'all be good. Serenity, don't be bad now. You be sharing over there. Set apart, peace, sis. I see you. Shalom. Truly Cosmon era, exactly. And it's crazy because it's a verse in the Oahspe where it says every terrestrial body goes through a Cosmon era. So somebody else in the cosmos running around here and computers driving around, probably questioning, thinking that if this is going on somewhere else in the cosmos. That's why Saul better catch on before he be behind. He's supposed to be the house of consciousness. He's supposed to be the first thing on top of this type of shit. Them niggas so wrapped up in the Bible, them niggas blinded, bro. Some niggas don't even know it's a whole movement under their goddamn feet going on. I destroyed Brother Sanchez and Garfield on the same day. A word? Who that? Freeborn? Get out of here, word. Sanchez? That's the flat earth nigga. Yeah, that's the flat earth, the Sanchez. I like him though. I like what he do. He be pulling out that information. I ain't no flat earth nigga though. You know what I mean? But I respect his works. Cause see, a lot of these flat earth concepts came from these fallen gods. These false ones. Telling niggas the earth flat. Then you see two big ass round balls in the sky, but they want you to think otherwise. Keanu, yes, say Trinity man, big up, lodge up yourself. Where my food at, yo? Serenity, where my food? I thought you were supposed to bring my plate. Yes, family. So we gonna see, man. Like, we got the drop on all these cats, really. Scriptures-wise, we got the drop on them niggas, the comedic niggas. We got the drop on them. Once the smoke clear. I almost fell for the flat earth concept. Hey, it is what it is, man. I don't be tripping on that shit like that, but, you know. I just deal with the science that comes with it, because if, you know, a vortex creates a globe, if the vortex, you know, is the precursor to celestial bodies, and then, you know, the Oahspe shows that vortex is what causes globular celestial bodies. It's like the proof is in the sky, niggas. Get the fucking sun and the moon, nigga. Them shits is globular, nigga. Them shits ain't flat. Cause see if he would have gave us a flat goddamn moon and a globular sun, I'm like, all right, nigga, it's some validity to what you're saying as far as the flat earth, because we see a flat celestial body, but nigga, we don't have that. We don't got shit flat. So that's how I personally dismiss that, based off creation. Not no goddamn experiments and a nigga looking at the ocean water with a telescope trying to zoom in all the way to the end, nigga. That's fuckery right there, yo. I don't really care what the earth shape is. I'm trying to get to you motherfucking right, Yahoo. Goddamn right. That's my focus, nigga. Ethereal, nigga. That's why, you know, like, see, that's what I said. Once you start reading Oahspe and you get to the, when you know, the first read is gonna be, you know what I mean, you just excited and shit like that. But then when you get to the depths of the reading and trying to figure out what the fuck really going on, pay attention to them ethers, my nigga. Pay attention to them Ethereals. Pay attention to how they move. Pay attention to how Jehovah talked to them. Pay attention to what pleases Jehovah in the Oahspe. And what you're going to find out is that it's the service done unto others. It ain't got nothing to do with following no holy days. It ain't got nothing to do with following no Sabbath, which ain't nothing wrong with doing. But don't let those things fool you thinking that that's the way to the Creator. Following the Sabbath is not the way to the Creator. The service done unto others in righteousness and good works is the way to the Creator. That's the only ways of resurrection. The Oahspe tells you that. The only way to resurrect is the service done unto others. It didn't say in order to resurrect you got to follow the Sabbath. It don't say that. Ain't nowhere in the Oahspe where it say resurrection has to do with your Sabbath, following the Sabbath, or following any holy days. Okay. We heard over here. Does the Oahspe mention the Beru? No, it doesn't mention the Beru per se, no. Planet X, no. From Israelites to Cosmonites. Alright, I can dig that. Cosmonites. We Cosmonites, Mineralites, all that. Where you going? Oh. Yeah, so don't be fooled, Joe. The service done in the others is how you goddamn rise, man. Ain't nothing other than that. Wearing your fringes ain't gonna get you there. Following the Sabbath ain't gonna get you there. When you ascend to Ethereal, ain't no more following no Sabbath, ain't no more following none of the moon cycles, none of that. So what I found out is that when these angels come, they don't come and start following the chart out the moon. They understand the moon cycles, but they're not bound to it. They're not subjected to it. There's things done on those days, but it's all about your resurrection and unionship. Yeah, we cosmonites, yo. Yes, family. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, yo. Don't be sidetracked by the small things. Following the Sabbath is cool. Following the holy days, the Passover, all that's cool, yo. But that shit gonna be left behind when you cross over, nigga. You gonna be moving up. When your ass cross over and die, nigga, ain't no more Passover, ain't no more Shabbat in that sense of how you know it. You gonna be in spirit moving on a whole different time frequency. Evolution, we going out. Where my food? Get my mango. Come on. Where my food? Where my plate? Zena, where my plate? Where my plate of food at, yo? I thought you was gonna give me some plate. You using the words in your next post, Benita? Yeah. But the service done on the others is how you get in there, yo. Ain't no other way. Let's go to the book of divinity, book of judgment. Speak on it, touch on it. Where's that? Let me get it. See, the book of judgment talks about the service done on the others and its ascension that goes with it. Bible ain't telling you that one. Bible ain't telling you that one. Yes, sir. If somebody, let me get that for y'all right quick. What you got? Mango. Bring my mango. Come on, let me see. Where my plate? Zena, where my plate? It don't take that long to fix no food, do it? Where my plate at? Let me see. Where my mango at? This ain't no mango.
Yes, it is mango.
This dodo.
It's not dodo.
This dodo.
It's not dodo.
It's
It's
dough.
mango.
This
It's
my plate?
mango.
This my plate, y'all. This the little food they make for me right here. This my mango.
Okay, it's done.
All right, I done finished my mango. Thank you, baby.
Come on, good job making Papa some food.
What we got here? The idol worship. Mine have no gods, but mine bow down to no idols. Mine bow not, lie, steal, cheat, covet. Yes, sir. You don't know. The voice of Zarathustra. You don't know, King. Yes, sir. The great spirit from the great Oahspe from the time of Zarathustra. You don't know, King. You ready to go to the park? You ready to go to the park, Layla? I'll put the camera on y'all. Hold up, family. Yes, family, I'm going nowhere in the bedroom. I ain't going no goddamn where. What do you mean, yo? You thought I left? You thought I left? Nah, dog. Just had to straighten out the youths, them, you know. Straighten out the little youth, them. I'm gonna go to the park, you know. So what we got going on in the chat, y'all? What's up? Any questions? I'm just vibing out. But now that the kids going and shit, I can talk now. Like, goddamn. But like I was saying about, like the brother said, yeah, we are. Ethereal is the focus, yo. When you get the Oahspe, after you get fascinated over all the fascinating things that's in it, the truth is the service done unto others is the labor for your spiritual resurrection into the different heavens belonging to the earth. It's nothing spooky about that. What you go out there and do for other people in righteousness and good works is how you resurrect. That's the foundational thing that the Oahspe covers throughout the whole book. From beginning to end, the whole Oahspe is about the Ethereal angels coming down to the lower heavens and earth to help mortals and angels resurrect to get to the Ethereal realms. That's the objective of the book. So you don't want to lose sight of those things. Yeah, they adorable, Shebrew. You know, they call me Poppy. All of them call me Papa. So like in the Oahspe, right? In the Book of Judgment, chapter 6. Chapter 6 talks about... Hold on. Let me make sure that music's getting too loud. So alright, so chapter 6, right? In the Book of Judgment, right? It says, where on earth or in heaven, the same rules apply unto both. Verse 2. He that serve himself one half and serve others one half shall stand grade 50. So if you serve yourself 50% and serve others 50%, your grade stand 50. See, the Oahspe is giving you the responsibility. It's putting the responsibility in your hands for what you need to do in order to resurrect to the grades. So there is no excuse for you to progress. So there is no Jesus coming back to save you. If Jesus come, nigga, he gonna tell you these same rules right here. He gonna be like, all right, nigga, when I came 2,000 years ago, I was rubbing the feet of motherfuckers to try to show you the service done to the others is how you get into the kingdom. 2,000 years later, a book came telling you the same thing. Verse 3. He that serve himself 3 quarters and others 1 quarter stands grade 25. So if you serve others, if you serve yourself 75% of the day, 75% of the week, 75% of the month, 75% of the year, your grade gonna be 25. If you serving others 25% of the week, 25% of the day, 25% of the week, 25% of the month, 25% of the year, nigga, your grade gonna be 25. Verse 4, he that serveth himself 1 quarter and others 3 quarters shall stand grade 75. So if you want to grade 75, you got to be serving people 75% of the day, 75% of the week, 75% of the month, 75% of the year until you die. That's the service right there. See, I'm giving it to you raw. This is real. Ain't nothing spooky about this. You ain't got to go worship. It ain't telling you to worship 5 times a day and worship 1,000,000 times a day to this God or that God. It's telling you to go out there and help somebody and do good works in the process of doing that. And your percentage is based on how much you do that. So it's even giving you a percentage rate. So there ain't no excuses. You got a percentage rate from 1 to 99, and everything in between is your destiny of how you're going to determine your outlook. So again, verse 5 states, he that serves himself only stand grade 1. So if you serve yourself only, if you do for yourself 99% of the day, if you do for yourself 99% of the week, if you do for yourself 99% of the month and 99% of the year, that means you're the most selfish nigga on the planet, and your grade is 1. That's the lowest grade you can have. A person who was selfish has the lowest grades. So anybody you know in life, anybody you grew up with that was selfish, now you can understand and look back and be like, damn, or it could be you yourself. You could look back at yourself and be like, damn, you know what I mean? I was a selfish ass person, yo. I really didn't help nobody. A lot of wealthy motherfuckers get wealthy by being selfish. They hoard up the money. So grade 1 is the lowest grade. As you know, let me pull up the grades because we like to learn with illustrations. So let me give you some illustrations. The rudimentary basics, where it's at. Where it's at. Right here. Where the grades at? Boom. So there go the grades. This is what we talking about right here. This is your ascension into Ethereal. This is how you ascend from the earth to the second, to the third, and then to Ethereal. These are the rudimentary principles. These are the law, statutes, and commandments of the Creator right here. Nothing else. Nothing else. These grades and rates of resurrection is based off the service done unto others. That is your law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 6. He that serveth others wholly stand grade 99. So if you spent 99% of your day helping others, if you spent 99% of the week helping others, if you spent 99% of the month helping others, and if you spent 99% of the year helping others, you will stand the highest grade. You will have the highest grade spiritually, a grade 99. And then if you serve yourself 1% during the day, if you serve yourself 1% during the week, 1% during the month, and 1% during the year, you would have the highest spiritual grade on the planet. And anyone else who fulfill those services done unto others in that great grade. So anybody could attain this. You could start tomorrow. You could start right now. There is no orientation for this. Once you get the word and it resonates, you go out there and get to working. Soon as you step out your door, nigga, it starts. Verse 7. Whosoever serves accordingly, himself or others, shall stand in grade, even as his works manifest. See that? According to your manifestation of good works, so shall you be graded. This is the grading system. So there is no excuses. This is the way to salvation. This is the way to redemption. The Oahspe is giving you the blueprint, so when you cross over in spirit, from now until then, there is no excuses. You have it right here. Hook, line, and sinker. This is the law, statutes, and commandments of the Creator. This shit right here. Now look what verse 8 states. To serve oneself is to work for oneself, to strive for oneself, to think for oneself, as to what will profit one's self only. See, that's the mind of the lowest grade when you constantly worrying about you only. Verse 9. To serve others is to do good unto others, to help them, to teach them, to give them joy and comfort. This is the service of Jehovah. It ain't saying nothing about no Sabbath right there. It didn't say nothing about following no holy days of Israel right there. Huh? It didn't say nothing about no old years and New Years and moon cycles right there. Those are irrelevant when it comes to your spiritual resurrection. The only thing that's of importance is the service done unto others. What did the verse state? To serve others is to do good unto others, to help them, to teach them, to give them joy and comfort. This is the service of Jehovah. That's a light burden. You trying to tell me all I got to do is go out there and make somebody comfortable? All I got to do is make somebody joyful? All I got to do is teach them what I know that they may not know? That's what I got to do in order to rise in the grades? Oh, nigga, that's easy work. The burden of the Creator is light. It's light. You ain't sprinkling no blood on no altar in front of no congregation and tabernacle? Ain't none of this being said right here and for your spiritual progression. What the hell the Bible talking about now? That's what we got to question. The Bible got you niggas sprinkling blood. The Lord is smelling up a sweet savior from burning fat. But the Oahspe right here is telling you that the way to the Creator is the service done unto others in righteousness and good works. So what the hell the Bible talking about? Who you really worshiping? Sprinkling blood. Playing with blood. Ain't no playing with blood right we just read right here. This is the spiritual progression of the Creator. So again, it states in verse 9, to serve others is to do good unto others, to help them, to teach them, to give them joy and comfort. This is the service of Jehovah. Verse 10, but there are some who are below the grades. Below the grades, what do you mean by below the grades? Well, grade 1 is the lowest grade. Well, grade 1 we just read is a person that is selfish. That's a person in grade 1. But what does it mean when it says below the grades? This is what it means for a person that is below the grade. So you could be a person in grade 1 and still be a good person. You're just selfish as fuck. You're just a stingy ass person. But you still could be good. But these are the characteristics of those below the grades. Verse 10. But there are some who are below the grades, who seek to do evil, who seek to make others unhappy, who delight in crime and pollution. These, if mortal, shall be called drunks, and if spirits, shall be called drudges. And drudge singularly. So there you have it. Those that are below the grades, that are -1, -2, -10, -30, -99, those are the ones who practice evil, seek to make others unhappy, those who engage in warfare. So what does that say about your biblical God? Because your biblical God encourages you to go to war, encourages Israel to warfare. So your biblical God is below the grades, and everyone following that God is below the grades. So your destiny is hell. I ain't make that shit up when I said on Facebook that your biblical God is going to lead you into hells and knots. I wasn't making that shit up. I was telling the absolute truth. Because if you follow a God that's encouraging you to death and warfare, your condition after death is going to be in the lowest grades, grade 1. Grade 1 remains on the earth. So that means that we on earth trying to live a righteous life, we got these drudges, these spirits running around trying to entice evil upon us, trying to make us unhappy, inspiring us to evil, inspiring us to evil deeds. That's the works of the drudges. While we trying to be righteous. But those are the ones below the grades. See that? So the Oahspe is telling you these things so you will know for a truth the ways of the Creator. So now we just read the service done unto others and the percentage rate. And the percentage rate. Now we're going to show and read the atmospheric plateaus based off the service done unto others. So what you got right now was the grades. The grades coincide with the declination or resurrection from the earth. From the earth to the first, to the second, to the third resurrection is based off the service done unto others. And the grades are the determining factor how to get there. So if we're starting from earth we already read is grade 1. 50 is the second resurrection. The third heaven is grade 99. So now in verse 12 it states, grade 1 is on the earth. So this grade 1, hold on. So this is grade 1. See grade 1, the lowest? That rests on the earth. So it says grade 1 is on the earth. Grade 50, they go grade 50, is midway between the earth and the emancipated heavens. So that's the meeting point. If you want to make it to the second resurrection, you got to maintain the grade 50. And to maintain the grade 50 means you got to spend 50% of your time serving others daily, 50% of your time serving others weekly, 50% of your time serving others monthly, and 50% of your time serving others yearly until you die, and that's how you make it into the second resurrection. Oahspe's telling you how to get there. See, we ain't scratching our heads over here. Ain't no confusion trying to figure it out over here. The blueprint is laid out. So again, verse 12 states, grade 1 is of the earth. Grade 50, midway between the earth and the emancipated heavens, Ethereal. Verse 13, grade 25 is 1/4 way up from the earth. So grade 25 would be within the first heaven. So grade 25 is midway up from the earth, from Ethereal, towards Ethereal. But grade 75 is 3/4 way up towards Ethereal. So grade 75 is within, right a little above grade 50. In the state of what? But grade 75 is 3/4 way up towards Ethereal. And so on, relatively, grade, and place and ascent intermediately. Verse 14. But grade 99, what does it say about grade 99? But grade 99 is the highest atmospheric grade, preparatory to entrance into the company of the all pure in spirit, meaning the Ethereal realms. So grade 99 is the third heaven. When you get to the third heaven, basically you on your way up out of here. Ain't too much you got going on with the lower heavens and the earth anymore. You up out of here. You about to go. So you about to totally be disconnected from the earth and its atmosphere. All its persuasions, all its influence, all its passions, the beautiful fruits that the earth had to offer all the years that's going to be a hard and horrendous day when we ascend from the earth, yo. I know we're going to be happy going into the Ethereal, but just imagine, the earth and the beauty and the resources that the earth has. The mangoes and the fruits, the vegetables, the lakes, the seas. We leaving that, yo. We out of here. We gone when we reach that third heaven. So it's going to be an emotional time when we resurrect into the third heaven. That's going to be an emotional thing because you leaving the earth. Y'all out of here. You ain't coming back to this motherfucker. Some of these angels ascended, never been back. It talks about in the Oahspe that angels who's been around, that their planet has dissipated and is no more. So if they wanted to go back, they couldn't because their planet is not there no more. I was like, damn, this shit is heavy. So again, the Oahspe is showing you that grade 99 is the highest atmospheric grade, preparatory to entrance into the company of the all pure. But check this, look what verse 15 states. But good works alone are not sufficient to attain the highest grade, for they require knowledge and capacity to unfold others. So you have to have a knowledge and a capacity of knowledge to influence and unfold others. See that? That's what we're dealing with here. So you just can't be a good stupid person. You got to be a good smart person. You got to have some intelligence dealing with the Creator. The Creator ain't looking for no dumb fools doing a service done to others ignorantly and stupid. No, you got to have some knowledge, understanding, or whatever it may be. You could be a plumber, an electrician, an engineer. Whatever talent you have to give, you give that talent in service done to others in righteousness, in love, in joy, in happiness, and in teaching them. So if I'm an artist, if I'm a musician, if I'm a cameraman, I teach the craft to others in righteousness. See that? Ain't no particular service you got to do. Whatever it is you do. It ain't like everybody got to do one thing in order to get to the Creator. No. If you do music and your way to influence the people is through music, so be it. If you a dancer, if you a cook, if you a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, whatever the craft is, whatever the talent the Creator gave you to do, even if you don't have none, just go out there and do service done unto others in righteousness. That's the only way to resurrect. And they say nothing about the Sabbath, and they say nothing about following this day, that day. Because when you go to Ethereal, all that shit is going to be left behind. You dig? 'Cause it survives. Yes, family. Nice vibes are going on in the chat, yeah? Yeah, son. But that's the only way to ascend, yo. And the dietary law, that's why we stress the dietary law, because the dietary law got part to do with the ascension. So the service done unto others, dietary law is part of your education. You got to become educated in order to know what's good and bad for you. See that? You new to the Oahspe? Yes, sir. Everybody was new to it. As time progressed, as years progressed, the understanding is going to continue to open up. It's going to be a continuous understanding, yo. If you do service done unto others but never change your diet, where do you go? Well, you remain in the lower realm until purged and purified of the diet. So even if you had a high grade of doing good works and you had a poor diet, there's regions that the angels will take you to purge yourself, or just keep you in the lower realms until purged from the diet. See that? When you go to the book of Sentantes, chapter 327, if I'm not mistaken, it talks about, you know what I mean, those who will not find spiritual food in heaven, they shall return to the butcher fields. So like in the book of, Sentantes, it's, chapter 3, verse 27, Jehovah states, and from the trees, the fruits, and flowers, grains, and seeds, and roots that grow in the ground, have I created a ceaseless harvest going upward into the atmosphere, which shall be the sustenance of the spirits of men newborn in heaven. But whosoever feasts on the flesh on earth shall not find spiritual food in heaven, but he shall return to the butcher's fields and eating houses where flesh is eaten, and he shall feast on the atmospherian parts thereof before it is rotten. Be ye guarded of them, lest they engraft themselves on mortals, feasting on their feasts and going down in destruction. So that's what's going to happen if you feast on meat. Although you may have doing service done to others, you will have to remain and eat the atmospherian parts which you was accustomed to until you're weaned off that type of diet by eating other atmospherian foods that are more holier and healthier for your spiritual body. You dig? Poppy, you just hit me on Facebook. Alright, I'll check it out in a minute after the lobby. The Pharisees' spirit has been our life for so long. The Oahspe teaches us. The Oahspe teaches is a struggle for many because of the simplicity of it. Yeah, yo. The Oahspe teaches you how to become one with the Creator by the service done unto others. The more you do that, it becomes a growth of spirit. The way you exercise the physical body doing push-ups and exercises, the way you develop the spirit by the service done unto others in that same way. That's how you empower the spirit. The empowerment of spirit comes by the service done unto others. See that? That's how you empower the spirit. Yeah. So that's why I say the Oahspe is going to teach you the histories and about the angels and gods, but then when you overall see what's going on, like, why are these Etherians coming to the lower heavens and earth? See, the Etherian angels, like I said, the Etherian angels, their duty is to raise up angels and mortals in the grades during the arc cycle. So the same way your God sits on the throne for 400 years and his duty for 400 years is to resurrect mortals and angels so they can be prepared to rise into the Etherian worlds by the ending of that harvest, the duty of the Ethereal angels or the archangels is to do the exact same thing, but then within that 3,000 year experience, the 3,000 year expand. So for 3,000 years, the Etherian gods, their duty is to see if they can raise up as many souls into the Etherian worlds within 3,000 years. So the gods like Apollo, the gods like Thor, the gods like Osiris, Su, Lika, they're up in the realms talking among themselves like, for 3,000 years, you brought up how many souls from the earth? 1 trillion? Yo, I brought up 3 trillion. Osiris, how many harvests you had? Yo, I brought up 10 trillion. Oh, that's how them niggas talking. That's how many souls they rose up into the Ethereal angels. So when we become Ethereal angels, our duty is to go to a corporeal world, whence commanded by Jehovah, of course, to help raise up soul to the Ethereal worlds. And we got to use methods, strategies to do it, to lay down for the God of that atmospherian world for the course of 3,000 years. Create a gang, I see you. Shalom, shalom, family. Yes, you know how we do. You know how we do, fam. Call you back, fam. You know what I'm saying? Book of Santhanti, son of Jehovah, chapter 4 states, so God established colonies in heaven for the reception of the spirits of the dead. And the colonies embraced the arts of healing, education, industry, drapery, manufactories, the building of ships, and all things required for the spirit, even as corporeal things are required by mortals. See that? So they telling you in the spiritual world, they doing what? What they doing in the spiritual world? They got colonies. They got what? Arts of healing. Education, that means schools. Industry. Drapery. These niggas making clothes. Manufacturers. The building of ships. What type of ships you think they talking about? And all things required for spirits, even as corporeal things are required by mortals. And this is during the time of Santhantes. This is the first arc cycle after the creation of man. The angels are learning these things that's being risen up from the earth. Close to 80,000 years ago. They talking about shit we doing now back then in spirit. See that? Yeah. That's what's going on. Death and dying finally makes sense because of the Oahspe. Yes, brother. Yes, because of the Oahspe. In the book of Jehovah, chapter 2, verse 2, it states, Jehovah said, I created the earth and fashioned it and placed it in the firmament, and by my presence brought man forth a living being. A corporeal body gave I him that he may learn corporeal things. But death I made that he may rise in the firmament and inherit my Ethereal worlds. Verse 6. In the all highest places created I the Ethereal worlds, and fashioned them of all shapes and sizes, similar to my corporeal worlds. So the Oahspe is giving you the revelation that we are going to inherit the Ethereal worlds. The Bible never mentioned the Ethereal worlds, which would make this a revelation, a revealing of something hidden. Because the Bible told Daniel, seal up the scrolls until the end. So it was some things hidden that we didn't know about. The Oahspe is the revealing of things hidden. Where does it say that? Let's go to the book of Esra. The book of Esra talks about this is a revelation of things revealed. The book of Esra, chapter 1. Verse 2. For the history of the earth ye know already. Wherefore I reveal things ye know not of. See that? If I'm revealing something you don't know, it's a revelation. A revelation is the revealing of something hidden. What does it say here at the end in chapter 28? Verse 28. Matter of fact, verse 25. For my gods and high raised officers shall open up their libraries of heavenly books, which shall yield up my treasures, and I will make the angels of heaven know me in my word. So this just ain't for us, it's for the angels of heaven too. I will make the angels of heaven know me in my words. They shall come together from their countless heavenly kingdoms and places, for my hand and my strong arms is upon them. Verse 26. The labors of my lower heaven shall be clothed in mortal words, and handed down on mortals. My gods and primordial gods and generals and captains shall uncover. Uncover is what? Revealing. Uncover or reveal their proceedings before the heavens and the earth. Verse 27. They shall come together and be as one man with one voice, and their word shall be my word. See that? Verse 28. For my prophets have proclaimed it abroad, that there would be a time, that the time would come when I would reveal all things unto men, and things that were dark, meaning hidden, made plain, and things in the light made as heaven rejoicing. So here it's telling you that it was a time in antiquity said there's going to be a revelation of things that's going to be hidden, revealed, and the Oahspe is the fulfillment of that. There is no other book that reveals this level of information that's coinciding with history we know. It ain't like this shit came out the sky talking about some spaced out shit that we can't relate to as far as it don't have no history to it. This shit give you a timeline of history so you can place everything in the slots and be like, oh, okay, boom. It got Baal in there, Ashtaroth, Osiris, the pyramids. So it got things in there that you can relate to historically. It ain't no spaced out book. See that? He said he brought all the angels together to do this. And then in verse 4, chapter 4, verse 2, he says, For I summon up all the gods of the Hadean regions of the earth, and all their high officers in the plateau and heavenly kingdoms thereof, and I name them God, and in their dominion with mortals I name them Lord. As one even God made I them in the past revelation on the earth, that I may not confuse the judgment of men. Verse 3, And all the heavenly places of the earth, the atmospheric heavens, which travel with the earth around the sun, I named Hades, the intermediate world, the lower heavens, through which none can pass to the Ethereal, which none can pass to the Ethereal heavens till purged of self, and made spotless, pure, and strong in spirit. See, you ain't reaching the goddamn Ethereal world, skipping the intermediate world of the lower heavens, the purgatory. No, you got to be purged from evil. You got to be purged from prejudice. You got to be purged from racism. Before you can even consider being an Ethereal angel. Of this Hades heavens of her gods and their labor made I two words, God and heaven. And Eskra is the sermon thereof, in which ye nations of the earth and ye angels of heaven shall profit in spirit, as by experience past the future becomes fortified in wisdom and strength. In which sermon all resurrection is of God, which is Jehovah's Son. But to distinguish from which God I named all that desires not resurrection in heaven, but love more the earth, Satan. And whoso love evil in practice I named Satan. And whoso combined as an angel or as mortal to make anarchy I named evil workers for hell. See that? See, Oahspe is distinguishing to let you know the difference between serving the Creator through the gods and righteousness in comparison to serving a false god that got you practicing evil, sprinkling blood on the altar, got you burning fat as a sweet savior for your Lord God. Understand the difference and understand who you worshiping. Verse 6. And God and heaven are the resurrection. So are Satan and hell and the devil for the declination. Verse 7. To one or the other, resurrection or declination, belong all men on the earth. And to one or the other belong all the spirits of the dead. See that? So whether you are mortal or an angel, it don't matter. You still subjected to these rules. And what are these rules? The service done unto others in righteousness and good works, or the service done unto others in evil practice? Which one you going to follow? And look at the practice by the evil going on in the world right now. Look at the bloodshed. Look at the shooters. Look at the murders. Look at the practice of evil going on along the east and west coast of America, while we trying to navigate through this thing and stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? We are overran by the spirits of drudges. See that? That's that. That's that. That's that, because it's a vibes family. But this is why the Oahspe is ill, because it distinguishes the good from the evil. You never see true God in them encouraging any man to do evil. The evil resided with the evildoers, and the good and the righteous resided with the good and the righteous. Ain't no in between, ain't no mixing it up. Ain't no 1 minute God is telling you don't kill, and then in another minute in the Oahspe, true God is telling you to go slaughter men. There is no verses throughout the Oahspe where true God is telling you to slaughter men. None. Where y'all so fits? Y'all so fits in the building? Where you at? Shalom, the land of Shalom, the book of Jehovah's kingdom, no doubt. No doubt. I have to give a lesson on that one. Yeah, the Shalom kingdom, the Shalom, when they established the Jerusalem or the Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Yeah, I gotta highlight that joint in the new one. Yaso fits peace to the righteous God. Well, you say, big man, large up yourself, big up yourself. My brother Yaso Fitz chimed in and tapped in for a few, yeah? Driving them big rig trucks, you know what I mean? Doing Jehovah's work by bringing us foods and them things there to them 18-wheeler trucks, yeah? Real things are going on with that, yeah. Awaken to the truth in the building. Peace, sis. I see you. It's funny, yo, right when I woke up and tapped on the computer, on my phone, I seen you live and you was just going off. I was like, damn, I woke up too late. You was like, yeah, I've been on for 2 hours. I'm like, damn, I'm now getting up? But I'm a late nighter, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be up late. I'll be up 6 in the morning and still wake up at 8 o'clock. Like I got 8 hours and start my day like I done got full day's rest. This is real, yo. This is real. I'm trying to see. So check this, right? Now this is in the book of S, daughter of Jehovah. The judgment. Jehovah judged the false gods and goddesses. See, when Jehovah judged the false gods and goddesses, he's not throwing niggas in the fire. He ain't angry and jealous with the lightning bolt about to strike you between the forehead because you done disobeyed him. What he do is show you your self-conviction, and then you feel guilty when the judge is laid out on you based off the foolishness you've done. You dig? Awaken to the truth. Yes, my sister, bringing out Jehovah's word early with it too. She ain't waste no time. You got the Oahspe like, oh nigga, what? Pew, 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 pew. Started spewing out them videos. And that's what it's about, yo. I'm gonna have to interview you one day. Matter of fact, yeah, we're gonna have to set up an interview. You know what I mean? I'm still looking for guest speakers. You know what I mean? We did the Sean. She had the guts to step up. Some of the others are scared, running and hiding. I'm gonna get them to come up like Angelica, she hiding. But yeah, though, so, you know what I mean? Check this, right? So this is Book of Ace, daughter of Jehovah, chapter 17, verse 12. Whoso aspire to be a king of the earth, or a queen, or an emperor, or a ruler over a nation, or a people, and I give to him his desire, he shall be bound with his people of his administration. Neither shall he rise to the emancipated heavens, which is Ethereal, till he hath carried up with him every soul that he have dominion over. Now let me give you a prime example of this right here. Our beloved brother. Let me show you what type of burden our brothers is carrying on. Let me show you something. If these brothers don't get it right now, these brothers got a serious burden on their shoulders. Let me show you this kid. Like this brother here. I love my brothers, you know what I mean? But I'm just telling you the judgment that's going to be placed upon them for having a lack of understanding from the Creator and what it's going to get them into. So check this. Let me just get a couple of pictures of the brothers. Because we got love for the brothers, but this is going to convey the message. These brothers got to get it right, and they better get it right quick. Because that pride and ego, what they say, pride comes before destruction or some shit like that. So look at these brothers here. You know these brothers. You know them. Y'all know them, Israel. Israel united in Christ, right? That's Brother Nathaniel. They got an army of damn near 1 million motherfuckers running the streets. And then you got, it's plenty of them, but I'm just bringing up these two camps. And you already know who that is, the ISUPK. I love my brothers, right? So check it. These are leaders of men right here. These are men who decided to take position of leadership and lead a people and gain great numbers in doing so. But look what the Oahspe has to say about this. And ain't nothing wrong with this. Ain't nothing wrong with brotherhood or sisterhood. But it's under the doctrine you under that could be a thorn in your side. So check it again, verse 12. Where we at is the book of Es, daughter of Jehovah. Chapter 17, verse 12, it states, whoso aspire to be a king of the earth, or a queen, or an emperor, or a ruler over a nation, or a people. So here we have Nathaniel and General Yohanan. They're a ruler over a people. It's obvious, right? He says, and I give to him his desire. They got their desire. They got what they wanted. You see, they following. They got, you know what I mean? You put out something and you're trying to do something and you got your heart's desire. You got a great nation now. It says, he shall be bound with his people of his administration, neither shall he rise to my emancipated heavens, till he that carries up with him every soul that he hath dominion over, but shall be bound unto that people in the first and second resurrection, until even the lowest of them are raised in wisdom and virtue and good works, sufficient for the grade of brides and bridegrooms to my Ethereal worlds. So right here it's telling you that Nathaniel and Yohanan leading all these people, and being that they're leading them in the ways of the Lord God, the false Lord God, and not the Creator, what's going to happen is that they're going to have to come to a head and change from that doctrine and tell all they followers, yo, we made a mistake, we made a boo-boo, we got to change some things around. I thought we was following the Most High Creator, but we not. Y'all got to make that announcement in order for you to avoid what we just read right here. Because you're going to be responsible for all those people you led. Because all those people, Nathaniel, is under your belief. I met a dude in Walmart. Let me tell you, I met a dude in Walmart the other day, not too long ago, right? I'm in Walmart, and I see a dude with his fringes on. So he had the purple. I was like, okay, he IUIC. So I said, all right, Shalom, Maki. I said, yeah, I know about y'all. He said, yeah, you know, we got a boom, boom, boom. He said, y'all out there in Riverdale. Y'all got a little school out there in Riverdale. He's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, man, I know about Nathaniel even before he was with IU. Like, before he started this, I remember Nathaniel when he was standing on the corner, you know, with a bullhorn with just one dude. He was like, word? He was like, he didn't even know. I was like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. And they said, I was like, yeah, Nathaniel. He's like, oh, and he stopped me. He was like, no, it's Bishop Nathaniel. Like, he tried to correct me, and I was like, nah, man, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna sway my mind to say what you want me to say because you feel in your heart that this is leader needs that. Nah, that's Nathaniel, nigga. I know this nigga before he was who he was, and he's under a false doctrine, you know what I mean? But I ain't tell him that. I was just letting him know that I know the dude, and you know what I mean? I know y'all got a school on the south side. But the way dude was like, oh, Bishop Nathaniel, like he was kissing his fucking ass. And so that's what I'm saying. These leaders got the followers following the mindset of the leader instead of the creator. You see what I'm saying? So whatever Nathaniel say, whatever General Yohanan say, which may not even coincide with scripture, the people will still go for it because they're followers of men. And those men are responsible for those they lead. A lot of these are ready to go engage in warfare with the Lord. That's why I said if the Lord gave these niggas a vision at night to tell them to go, all right, it's time to go to war. And I'm talking about the angel looking glorious, and everybody, all the leaders got the same vision. And the vision told them to unite, to come together, and we're going to war. These niggas will wake up and mobilize. because they got a vision from the Lord, but they don't know how to distinguish. They don't know how to distinguish which comes from the Lord and which does not come from the Lord, although it says it's coming from the Lord. They just going by what the Lord say, hook, line, and sinker. So again, verse 17 states, for whosoever taketh from my people for his own glory or dominion shall render unto me the just value. So these cats then led these people under their own authority, thinking that they following the Lord, thinking that they following the Creator, assuming to be the Lord. So they following a deity, and this deity got them believing in warfare, that warfare is okay. They got them believing that the Canaanites was going to be killed off in the land of Canaan so they can take over the land. They believe this. You ask any of these camp leaders, did God command the Israelites to kill off the Canaanites to take the land? They're going to say, yeah, that's supposed to be our land. So, we were supposed to kill off the Canaanites, and we didn't fully kill them off. We did a half-ass. They going in with this shit. They with it. But what did the Oahspe say in verse 18? Whosoever engages in war, or leadeth in war, or is a captain or general, Captain Tazariak, General Yahana. You see how this shit play out? Whosoever engage in war, or leadeth in war, or is a captain or a general, and cause the death of whom I created alive, he shall not rise to inherit my emancipated heavens, as long as there remain war on the earth, but he shall toil in the lowest heavens, and the earth to educate and raise up the drudges thereof, which shall be his labor. So that's the labor the Creator for you false ones. You're just gonna have to raise up those in the lowest, tell niggas you ain't the Creator, get corrected in your doctrine, and move forward. But it says, whosoever engage in war shall not inherit Ethereal. So, Nathaniel, they believe in the God of war. General Yahana, Tazariak, they believe in the God of war. Guess what? None of those people under them, leaders, the camp leaders and their followers, will not inherit Ethereal as long as they follow that doctrine. Or even worse, engage in that doctrine. See that? And they don't even know about Ethereal. So they're already bound to the earth. They believe the New Jerusalem is coming from heaven to earth. So they're completely bound. They're completely locked in by their false God. It's going to be a hard thing for these people to let go of their biblical God because they've been locked in and hoodwinked for so long. You think Nathaniel is going to let go of his biblical God overnight? You think General Yohanan is going to let go of his biblical God overnight? Nah. With all what we saying, we looked at like we crazy for telling them this, when this shit is as truth and as plain as possible to see. But being that they're imprisoned in the Bible, I done heard niggas say that they are prisoners of Christ. I heard one dude on the mic say, he's a prisoner to Christ. I was like, God damn, these niggas is prisoners to Christ. They showing you their enslavement to their false God, ignorantly knowing it. This is crazy. Verse 28, hear ye then the judgment of Jehovah. Whosoever hath established the name of any God, which is El Elohim, but the Creator, and made it worshipful on earth or in heaven, shall be bound in the first resurrection till that name is no longer worshipped on earth. Now the name of the Creator is Jehovah, the Hebrew Yahweh. But it stated what? Hear then the judgment of Jehovah. See, this is the judgment of Yahweh. It didn't say here is the judgment of God. We know that God is a deity, a title bestowed on an angel. But Jehovah in the Oahspe is the Creator. So it says, hear the judgment of Jehovah thy Creator. Whosoever established the name of any Elohim but the Creator, which is Jehovah, and made it worshipful on the earth shall be bound in the first resurrection. You have a lot of Israelites that worship Elohim. I know several Israelites that worship the Elohims because in the beginning of the Bible, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So there go your Elohim right there being worshipped because you believe that that's the Creator talking in Genesis. You ain't looking at that as an angel or you look at that's your Most High speaking in Genesis. But that verse stated that any other name you call on outside the Creator, you're going to be bound by that name until that name is no longer worshipped. So y'all got to stop calling on Elohim, El, Adonai, Lord God, thus saith the Lord. All that got to go. You got to get rid of all that, because all those are titles bestowed on angels. And y'all deifying angels ignorantly not knowing it. The Oahspe is clearing this shit up. That's why we call for the debate, to clear this shit up. The debate is not a debate of ignorance and pride. The debate is to clear this shit up. We got to clean up house. Israel been talking too much shit lately about they thinking that they following the Most High, and now, hey, we got something under their noses to challenge them on that, and they running like goddamn cowards, because they didn't realize that they outmatched, they outgunned, because we got more to display about the heavenly kingdom than your Bible. We could show you how your God is false, from Genesis to Revelation. That's what's going on here. From a Genesis to Revelation, we can show you the fuckery there. See that? What this say? Let me see. Check this. Y'all familiar with this? Verse 29. And it states, and whatsoever and whatever God or goddess have said, come unto me, ye that are heavily laden, and I will give thee rest, for I am the way of salvation, and of the light, and of everlasting life. Then that God and goddess shall be bound in the first resurrection, as long as mortals or angels go unto him or her. See that? Y'all niggas going to Jesus. That's what Jesus said. All the Christians believe in that statement right there. All the Christians believe that you got to go through Jesus. What did this verse say again? And whatever God or goddess have said, come unto me, ye that are heavily burdened, and I will give you rest, for I am the way of salvation. Jesus say I'm the way of salvation, and of the light, and of everlasting life. That's what Jesus say. But then it states, then that God or goddess shall be bound in the first resurrection, as long as mortals or angels go unto him or her. So this is where you're going to be bound if you believe that. If you follow in that doctrine, thinking you got to follow a middleman, that's where you're going. It says, see that? The first heaven, that's where you're going. You ain't going no higher than that if you believe that. So think about all the millions of Christians that's on the earth that believe that doctrine, that Jesus is the light, the way, the salvation, and all that. Millions of Christians believe that. They ain't going no higher than the first resurrection. As the verse states again, whatever God or goddess hath said, come unto me, ye that are heavily laden, and I will give you rest, for I am the way of salvation, and of light, and of everlasting life. Then that God or goddess shall be bound in the first resurrection, as long as mortals or angels go unto him or her. See that? Nigga, you bound in the first resurrection, believe in that doctrine. The Israelites believe that doctrine. Nathaniel believed that Jesus or Yeshua is the way and the light. You can't get to the Father but through the Son. Both of those camps believe that, and they follow us. So what, they gonna be bound in the first resurrection? They ain't going nowhere. These Israelite camps ain't going no higher than the first resurrection, yo. See that? They can't tell you this shit about their spiritual progression after death like the Oahspe. They can't tell you where they going like this. They don't know nothing about the grades and rates. They don't know nothing about the service done unto others in righteousness, and that's how you resurrect. They don't know about that. They really lost. Sad to say, they lost walking around right now. Look how he surrounded the church with Geno Jennings. That was a cause. That was a rebel without a cause right there. Nathaniel was looking lost. He out there, what's the guy name in the church, Geno Jennings? He said he showed up. Come on. You got all those men showing up, standing around the building looking like some damn fools. Niggas took the time out to leave their home, take time off their job, to follow your folly. To follow your pride and ignorance over a man who called you or said something about your camp, or said something about the Israelites, and you respond in that manner. We're going to show up in front of his church and surround the church. Millions of us, and we're going to show him, and he ain't even give y'all a respect. Then he went on the podium and shut y'all niggas down. Now you looking like a goddamn fool scratching your head thinking about your next attack. Like I said, you had niggas probably come from different states, took time off their job, probably took some of their rent money, whatever last they had, thinking that they following the Lord's command under your monkey ass, man. That's why we go hard on these false gods and these false prophets, because y'all misleading the people in great numbers. See that? We trying to tell you to come back to the Creator, not to serve no false gods, not to serve no God, Lord God, period. To do the righteous works unto the Creator, to stay away from warfare, to stay away from the deception and evil and lies, which your God encourages you to do, because we could pull out chapter and verse where your God encourages you to do those things. So yeah, you see what I'm saying? Fire for burn are weak hearts. So they're going to be bound in the first resurrection. And like the verse states right here, verse 31, but when a subject goes to a God and saith, behold, thou hast said, whether I go, I will call all men unto me, and I believed in thee, then that God shall not put him away. Verse 32, while Osiris was worshipped, I gave unto Osiris the false. While Ashtaroth was worshipped, I gave unto her. Meaning to say, when these false gods was worshipped, Jehovah ain't intercede. He said, yo, let them have their population, because the burden is going to be on the false gods at the end. They're responsible. The leaders are responsible for the followers. So if Nathaniel got, say, 1 million followers, he solely in his council is responsible for that whole congregation of people. He can't abandon ship now. If Nathaniel decides, I don't want to do this no more, no, you can't do that. You still bound to them people. You have a responsibility that is a heavy burden that you put upon yourself. Verse 34, while Baal was worshipped, I gave unto Baal. Verse 35, but when any of these gods were no longer worshipped, behold, I gave them no more subjects. As long as Brahma is worshipped, I will give unto him who is before him. As long as Buddha is worshipped, I will give unto him who is before him. As long as Christ is worshipped, I will give unto him who is before him. As long as Muhammadism, Islam, are upon the earth, I will give unto him who built up Muhammad. See that? Verse 40. And when all of you have purified and raised up all those who idolized you, in that same time will I raise you up to the higher heavens also. So when you raise up all your followers and you got them on point, then will you ascend with your followers. See that? So if you was on the right path, you'd be alright. But being that you following these false gods, shit, some of y'all may even be cast in hell before you had to get the understanding because of stubbornness of heart. See that? He says, thou art just, O Jehovah. Unto thee do I now covenant thee. I will serve thee forever. Neither will I aspire to rise to higher heavens till I have raised up all those who I led astray. That's the response of those false gods in response to Jehovah's conviction to them. They get it. They're like, all right, you right. Damn, all right, so the labor begins. Now they got to go back to all their followers and start the work of letting them know that, you know what I mean, I misled y'all. This is how we're going to do it from here on out. And the progress of constitutional growth begins for their resurrection from that point on. You dig? Yeah, man. Vibes in the Oahspe, yeah? Vibes in the Oahspe. Because it survives. Let's pull up some music, yo. Let's bring the music up. Yes, family. Yes, it survives. Let's vibe out, yo. We ain't going nowhere. But if I roll the next spliff, yeah? Caesar boy G gonna be waiting for the blood clot. What you say? What you say, she, bro? Imperial goodness was good. Imperial goddess, I mean, was good. Is fertility between ancient still probable? Is fertility? I'm not sure. I don't really get the question. Anita, what's good? Greetings, my dear brother. Oahspe family. Bless up, Creator Gang Gang. It survives. Yes, Shibu. Do the 2 steps. She little midget self do the 2 steps, jigget. Yeah, so fits. And they are flesh eaters. Yes, yeah, so fits. Most of the Hebrew Israelites are flesh eaters. They don't even deal with the dietary law. So not only are they being misled by a false god, they're misleading themselves by the dietary law. Their religious leaders, their camp leaders don't even talk about health. They don't even, if you notice, all them niggas putting on weight. Look at Gorilla Hebrew from when he first came on the scene to where he at now. That nigga done put on mad weight. All them niggas putting on weight. You know why? Because they eating good. They love that chicken. They love that Popeyes. It's a vibes. Yes, family. Less family. They roll up our thing, yeah? We just vibing out. You know how we do. Any questions, throw it in the chat. We can chop it up about whatever. I'm looking for my next guest speaker. Who it's going to be? Awaken the Truth? Is it going to be Awaken the Truth? Is it going to be Shebrew? Is it going to be Takiva? Is it going to be Angelica? Imperial Goddess? Who is going to be? It's a vibes, because you know we're going to have to get a sharp female in the Oahspe, because you know Sarnetta got Nepal over there, so we're going to have a female to chop Nepal up with the Oahspe. You know what I mean? That's where it's going to head to at the end of the day. Once the fellas start chopping them up, chapter and verse, when we get to that point, and then once we show them we got females in the book, that's where we can send the females out, challenge Nepal and chop her ass up, and bring Nepal this way. Nepal need the Oahspe. She too much for that Bible, but a book like Oahspe, that'll fulfill her goddamn dreams. You know, when you ain't got nothing to play with, then you can start making up shit. They talking about the Sabbath is Satan, the Yahshua was the serpent. You ain't got nowhere to go. You making up shit now, you know what I mean? The Bible is vague, it don't explain too much, so you gotta start making up shit. Hit them likes, family. Let's get the likes up. 56 in the chat. Let's get 56 likes up. It's a vibe. Yes, this is your time to subscribe. This is your time to hit the likes. And matter of fact, this is the time to promote my bittersweet herbals. Get your bittersweet herbals, family. Shipments is going out tomorrow.
Bittersweet Herbals. What it tastes is bitter, but the results are sweet. Bittersweetherbals.com. Bittersweet Herbals. What it tastes is bitter, but the results are sweet. Bittersweetherbals.com.
Yes, family, you know how we do. Make sure to get your bittersweet herbals. You know what I mean? We still in COVID season. We still in the fall of Aja. We still in the time of pandemic, virus. We have angels, foul-smelling spirits, angels that died with disease, humans that died with diseases that carry the disease with them in spirit. And when these angels move in great number, they can inoculate the air. Yeah. And that's the spirits doing these things. So it's an interesting vibe, yeah? Alright, let me move these cats off the screen. Be sure to prove it then. It's a vibes. Yes, my brother, big up yourself. Give thanks, Ken. Bittersweet herbals, where the taste is bitter, but the results are sweet. We love it. Yes, I. See that? That slogan is just like saying create a gang gang. But the ignorant won't understand that. Those who believe that they're holy and thou won't understand that. That's why Yeshua say, he who was without sin cast the first stone. He who was without sin cast the first stone. Ain't none of them niggas cast a stone. Yeshua hit him with self-conviction. And that's what we do over here too, yo. Go ahead and cast the first stone, I dare you. I'm gonna cast that shit right back at your ass. Say liar! Throw that shit right back at your ass. Yes, sir, they need to get on board though, for real, Stephanie. They need to get on board. Stephanie, I mean. Oh. Stephanie and Stephanie. Spiritual light. Who my sisters? Oh, hold up. 2-step. Just the high priestess, Messiah. Messiah, where my females that are sharp in the Oahspe at, yo? Yeah, we on show. I see Awakened Truth, yo. She, you know what I mean? She going in. She going in for right now, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have to get somebody from Nepal when the time comes. To let them know, like, yo, we got somebody for you that'll chop up that Bible. And we holding them accountable to chapter and verse like Maccabee said. Battle of the holy books. We ain't going outside of that. We ain't going outside of that. You dig? Let's get them likes up. We had 34 likes. Let's get them likes up to 50. Let's get them up to 50, fam. Let's get them up to 50, fam. You see that? Maintenance to the block. Yeah, yo. See that? See me? I'm rolling up right in front, y'all, man. Rolling up right in front, y'all. Y'all see what I do. I ain't hiding shit. And I ain't ashamed of it either. Some of y'all hide, be ashamed. With that shit of Scarface, y'all look at me like I'm the bad guy. And nigga like, oh, y'all fake though. I speak my mind. You know, nigga Scarface went in on that scene. What you say, sis? Awaken truth is sharp. Alright. You know what I mean? They have to pull y'all up on a live one day. Do a Q&A discussion. Do a Q&A discussion on the live. You know what I mean? Test the spirit. See where y'all at with it. But yeah, the sisters a lot of times be sharp though. I ain't gonna hold you. But we gotta be able to goddamn go in the book and find what we need. See what I'm saying? Yes, everybody dancing, everybody two-step in the club. We two-stepping in the club. Two-step. It's a vibe, two-step. Get your two-step on, yo. It's a vibes. We ain't even gotta say, we ain't even gotta preach, we ain't gotta teach sometimes. We can just vibe the fuck out. Like I said, we gonna start that movie shit too. Like we was talking about earlier in the Create a Gang channel. If you on Facebook, you wanna be part of the Create a Gang, hit me up on Facebook, yo. We go in on the chat. Love, peace, love, and unity. Create a Gang is non-resistant, non-violence. Anybody tell you any otherwise, you have been deceived greatly. You dig? You getting it in, yes. I see Shibu on the dance floor turning up. She busting a sweat. I see the sweat coming down on Shibu. She working it. Working it. It survives. Midget in the building. Daniela Brown, I see you. Create a gang, sister. All the beautiful sisters charming in. You got a kingdom full of sisters, yo. two-stepping in the kingdom. We two-stepping in the kingdom, yo. When that Ethereal ship lift off, this was gonna be playing, yo. When we lift off to go to the Ethereal realms, this was gonna be playing. It's a vibe, yo. When we do this right here, and to God and his lords, with his brides and bridegrooms will I send down from the Ethereal ships in the time of light. By my Ethereal gods and goddesses shall the ships descend to these heavens and receive God and his lords with the brides and bridegrooms and carry them up to the exalted regions I have prepared for them. It's a vibes. That's where we headed. Y'all niggas want to come back to a Jerusalem on earth? On the filthy earth? Where crime, poverty, and misery is still gonna exist? We going up and out. The Creator said, I will have no argument about God's lords and saviors in my exalted kingdoms. None of that will be going on. Ain't no niggas debating about who Yahshua is in the third resurrection. They purged from all that. Yes, my sisterins. Now they want to talk about the ions, right? Only being white and yellow, but the Oahspe shows you here in the Lord's 5th book, chapter 3, verse 3. To him I alluded the foundation of the migratory tribes on the earth. And of the tribes of Ham, behold, I selected many colors of men, whereof I foreordained the name Ham to stand as a living testimony to the end of the world. For I foresaw that the time would come when the nations would look back for the histories of my people. And I erected certain words and signs which should be testimony in the later times to come. See that? See that? The testimonies of Israel. What's the testimonies of our times and later times to come? History. History, family. It's a vibes. And check this. It states here, verse 4, of all colors, black, white, yellow, copper, red, and brown were the tribes of Ham. Nevertheless, they were ions. Oahspe described ions as being what? Black, white, yellow, copper, red, and brown. It just gave you a variety of colors of Ham. Now, if they could tell you that the colors of Ham were in a variety like this, it would have been like this since the beginning. When did this change up? If the event of Sentantes was global on all continents, this would have been a response still. So when did these niggas pop up out of seeing all these different colors? When is this time period? This is after the flood. So from the flood leading up to the time of Osiris, nigga, this was popping in Africa. Prior to the flood, this was popping in Ham. It said the ions was black, white and yellow, copper, red, and brown. So they just wasn't running around white and yellow people. You see that? That's the tribes of Ham. You dig? Bittersweet herb changed my husband's life. Yes, LaShawn. You know what I mean? We balancing out the pH scale. So what we doing with what's going on is that the body is being hydrated in departments that were dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? See, we just freestyle. We just read a little bit of scripture, go to health. We just jump around all over the place because it's a vibes, and that's the way of the vibes. 43 likes. Let's get it up to 50. Come on, fam. We almost there. Yes, family. And she called you a demon. She literally thinks she is a 2000. Sub Dart, yeah, man. They got all type of people on here that is possessed. Keep in mind, you have a lot of people that are possessed with their information. You have a lot of people that are possessed with Jesus, possessed with Muhammad and Allah. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people who wholeheartedly go hard with it, and don't let them be the ones that like to do prayers for you and rites and ceremonies, and they get into the spirit and start doing all that shit. Yeah, boy, they'll fuck your head up. Guatama gang, you done know North America vibes, yo. See, North America was the seal. Niggas thinking that Jerusalem, niggas want to run back to what the young boy debated. He worried about running back to Zion and all this foolishness. I say, yo, when you run back to Zion, when you run back to Israel, when you run back to Kemet, what is your accomplished goal? What you gonna achieve? Now, if you go there and be like, yeah, I'm going to go there and I think I'm going to go ahead and spend the rest of my day so my ascension and Ethereal could be over there, I'd be like, oh, okay, all right, that's a good one. Can't knock that. But y'all niggas want to go over there and be in the land of Israel without a cause. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to go the ways of your... Do you know your forefathers sinned in the land of Israel? Do you know your forefathers was committing sacrifices to demons and gods in the land of Israel? Sprinkling blood? The greatest atrocities was in... Why you want to go back to an area where they got ancient spirits still lingering from them times? Y'all ain't thinking like that, though. Y'all thinking y'all in the clear. Even with the elder Yahushua, who in Israel. You know what I mean? He's doing the whole... He going by the book. So he's totally under the possession of Lua monks. Or not even Lua Monk. I'll give it to Baal on that one, because Baal is the one who's really got niggas cutting goats and doing the sacrifices. So every Passover, they cut the Passover lamb, and they really trying to go by the book. You know what I mean? But it's like them dudes is lost, man. It's sad to say, but they ain't figured this shit out yet. They're being inspired and encouraged by a doctrine that has a multiplicity of gods in one region of land. So you're getting a little bit of Baal, you're getting a bit of Ashtoreth, getting a little bit of Dagon, a little bit of Shemesh. All these doctrines, all these deities is what you're reading. I said, look at that, boy. I'm glad my ass woke up from that. I'm glad I woke up from that. Exactly. You know what I mean? The Book of Jubilees go into the Nimrod as well. So yeah, yo. But America is the land where the cipher where the cipher, the revelation came. This revelation ain't nowhere else right now. This shit came from the West. So in the book of Oahspe, in the book of Sethantes, in the chapter 11, verse... Start from here. Because this is a part where Sethantes visits his 5 lords, but then he comes to visit America. And then it states, chapter 11, verse 2. The master of the ship provided well for the journey. So like I said, he's visiting, to sum it up, this is Sethantes visiting the land of America. Just to put it in a nutshell so you understand where we're going. Verse 2. The master of the ship provided well for the journey, and presently the vessel of fire sped over the water, high above the clouds that cover the ocean. Onward to the west, bleak and desolate, through the spirit sea, unseen by mortals. I said, wow. The spirit sea, spirit ocean, unseen by mortals. I said, look at that. So it's an ocean. When they talk about waters in the heavens, yes, but it's unseen by mortals. On the far off border, where the lands come to the water's edge, the Lord of the land, Thorai, America, stood stationed in a ship to welcome God to the great land, to the great West land. Now listen, this is what true God, this is what the Ethereal angels say about America. See that? This is what's going on. Verse 3. And this was the land called by the angels in aftertime North Gautama, signifying the meeting of nations of the dawn of Cosmon. Verse 4. God came down out of the ship and stood on the land, and a light of Ethereal flame descended upon him. And Jehovah spoke out of the light, saying, so what we got going on here is, true God came out the ship. He's standing on America. This is an angel standing on America. An Ethereal light descends down on him, and Jehovah starts to speak out the light on the land of America. And look what Jehovah say. This Creator speaking now. Jehovah spoke out of the light, saying, hear me, O my son. Hither have I brought thee. This land is the last of my circle. Even as the continent of Pan is the first, behold, when the earth is circumscribed around about with such as choose me, I will come hither with a great awakening light to the souls of men. So this is Jehovah speaking to the true God, saying like, yo, in the Cosmon era, I'm going to come with a great awakening to this land. In a nutshell is what he's saying. Verse 5. On this land will I finish the dominion of gods and lords on earth, even as began on Pan. Through thee and thy lords will I now lay the foundation of my kingdoms. On this land will I raise up a people who shall be the fulfillment of that which the ions of Pan profess. For my chosen shall come out boldly against all the dominion except me, even Jehovah. Look over this land, my son, and provide unto the time of Cosmos. So let's say, yo, those who serve the Creator will come out boldly like us. This talk about us. This talk about the Creator gang family. Because we the only ones who's coming out boldly with the Oahspe, and other family members like the Seventh Era, Susan B, and all the other extended family members who's bringing out this information about the Creator in present time, because the majority of the people are Christians in this country. The majority of people are, it's either Christian or Muslim, and both of them are under the auspice of a deity. But the revelation of the Oahspe is the real revelation, bringing you back to the Creator, showing you the structure, the system and order of the heavenly kingdoms, showing you the seasons and cycles of the Creator, and then it's who bringing it out boldly. Us. We doing that. Huh? What book he in? This is in the book of Sentantes. This is the book of Sentantes, chapter 11. And I had started from verse 3. So we talking about, let me pull up a picture of America, because we like illustration. I'm going to read that again with the picture of North America. Huh? The only reason America fucked up right now is because of Luamon. Luamon got us fucked up. He the one that brought Christianity to the West. Let me pull up a picture of the Americas. We're going to read that again. Because it's a vibes. Yes, family. Large up yourself. Big up yourself. Yo, Selah, Shalom. We chiming in, getting it in. So now, here we have a picture of North America. Let me scale this down some. So there we got it. North America. The final. So the continent of Pan was the beginning of the revelation. And it's spinned, meaning coming eastward or coming westward from Pan. Then from Pan to Asia, China, or China, Asia. From Asia, India, Afghanistan, Africa, Europe, and then from Europe to America. This is the last stop. This is it. This is it. The revelation is from the Creator is going to return from America's soil. So let's read that again now. Let's read it from the top now that we got the picture out. Let me bring it down. So we got America right there. So let's read. Let's read, starting from chapter 3. And this was the land called by the angels in aftertime North Gautama, or North America as we know it, signifying the meeting of nations and the dawn of Cosmon. And that's exactly what America is right now. It's the meeting of nations, because you have Africans here, you have Indians here, like metropolitan cities like New York, Chicago, California. You see the mixed nations here. You know what I mean? So it's the meeting of nations. Verse 4, God came down out of the ship and stood on the land, and a light of Ethereal flame descended upon him. And Jehovah spoke out of the light, saying, Hear me, O my son, hither have I brought thee. This land is the last of the circle, even as the continent of Pan is the first. Behold, when the earth is circumscribed around about with such as choose me, I will come hither with the great awakening light to the souls of men. What's this a great awakening of light? This goddamn Oahspe. This is the great awakening to the souls of men, understanding that we're going to ascend to the Ethereal realms. We didn't know about that prior to this. We may have heard of Nirvana or the Ethereal, but we ain't have it in this level of detail. Verse 5, On this land, meaning America, will I finish the dominion of gods and lords on earth. See that? He says, on this land, I'm going to finish this shit. So on this land, we're going to stop the worship of God, lords, and saviors, and we're going to only acknowledge the creator on this land. Because that's what this land was about prior to Cosmos, prior to the Europeans coming here and the African slaves coming here. Prior to that, the natives was already dealing with the creator. We're going to reestablish that. We're going to bring that back. Because Luamung brought the worship of Christ over here through the Christianity, and that got to go so we could get back to the creator. So again, it states, this land will I finish the dominion of God's lords on the earth, even as began on Pan, the continent of Pan. Though through thee and thy lords will I lay the foundation of my kingdoms. On this land will I raise up a people who shall be the fulfillment of that which the Ions of Pan professed. For my chosen shall come out boldly against all dominions except mine. And ain't that what we coming out boldly against any religion, exposing the religion, calling niggas out for debates on the religion to show that the Oahspe has the words of the creator. And your Bible has the words of these deities assuming to be the creator. So we coming out boldly with it. He says, my chosen shall come out boldly against all dominion except mine. Even Jehovah, look over this land, my son, and provide unto the time of Cosmon. Verse 6, my prophets shall foretell thee what shall happen, and thou shalt look upon the mountains and the strong standing rocks, and the thought of thy soul shall pierce them, and the impression thereon and thereof shall be as a written book before the races of men in that day. Neither shall they know the cause, but they shall come forth in tens of thousands, putting away all gods and lords and ancient tyranny. For my sake, thy soul shall be my talisman deep engraved in the land and waters and mountains. On this land alone shall not any lord nor God be established by the sword, for it is my land which I planned for the deliverance of the nations of the earth. So this land was planned for the deliverance of the nations of the earth from the eastern tyrannical gods. It was supposed to be a sanction, a resting place, a savior, a place of salvation, a place to establish the Father's kingdom away from the eastern tyrannical gods. But then Luamung got word of the plan that Jehovah's kingdom was going to be established in the west, and he brought his punk ass over here and brought that Christianity with him. So he got to undo that before the Father's kingdom can really be established like how it would need to be in the west. You see that? And that's one of the prophecies spoken about in the Oahspe about North America, right here in the west. You see what I'm saying? The Bible don't talk about what time in North America specifically, so we know. We can't say Mystery Babylon is America. That's some old made up shit. That could be anything. You talking about a prophecy 2,000 years ago, and you trying to equate it to America? Nah, dog. But right here in the Oahspe, it got America directly talked about. So I'm like, damn, okay, that's deep. That's deep. What other holy book talk about North America? If your God is all-knowing in the Bible, why didn't he prophesize and put the word America in the book? If he's the past, present, and future. If your God is past, present, and future, he should be able to talk about name and everything in the book. So Jesus could have been like, yeah, 2,000 years from now, it's going to be a land called North America, and niggas going to be out there wilding. They're going to come through slave trade, then after that, they're going to get freed up, and they're going to, they're going to go through the shit called Jim Crow. I'm telling y'all niggas, write this shit down so 2,000 years later, they're going to know that the Father's word is true because we giving you the names and all that. Because the Father knows the future, so we should know this shit. We ain't got that in the Bible, but in the Oahspe, they talk about North America in the book. You know what I mean? In our country at Trinidad, we have not met anyone so far on the discourse of Oahspe, but thanks to the Oahspe family, I feel comfortable. Yes, oh gosh. Yes, family. You ain't gonna find, Trinidadian people are real stubborn people sometimes, It's hard to talk to them, but if you catch them and they on point, you catch one who get one, the intellect, the intuition, the discernment of a Trini man is serious in the bedroom. But soon, matter of fact, Keon, I know another people in Trinidad, I know a sister Carol and her husband, they in Trinidad, and they got the Oahspe. Now I don't know if you the husband of them, but if not, it's another group in Trinidad, Joe, that I know that deal with the Oahspe. I'm for link with them if you not know the family them, yeah. Link with the Trinidadians and them in the Oahspe vibes. Fraser George, Numbers 32. Oh man. You can see the Creator's prophecy being fulfilled in the Cosbon age. Yeah, yo. The Oahspe gives us the arc cycles of 3,000 years, the behavior of an arc cycle. So that's the prophecy laid out. So when cats be talking about do the Oahspe got prophecies, they be looking for specific prophecies like, what do I say about the nation of Israel or this? It gives you a prophecy about the whole 3,000 years, the rise and fall of all nations. So when the Oahspe talks about the first 400 years, man being peace, prosperity, then it rise, then for another 600 years, it'll decline in virtue and peace. Then it comes 1,000 years of darkness because man destroy the libraries and man revert to ignorant and vice for 1,000 years. And then comes another 400 years after that where man rises and he thinks he's at a new age. Oahspe showed you how the rise and falls of nations take place. So that's the prophecy right there in itself. So where we at with it? We just came out of the dark ages. That's the 1,000 years of darkness right there. The 1400s and going back 1,000 years, those were the dark ages. The Renaissance meaning what? New, coming out of something of the dark, coming out of the Renaissance meaning coming to a new age. Things is new inventions. Things is new again. But they just came out with the dark age, like the 13th, the 12th, the 11th, all those were the dark ages, they say. The 1,000 years of darkness. And then we coming into what we thinking is new revelations and new light, new information. But whilst we talk about these things, yes, family. Mount Rushmore, right? Yeah, Mount Rushmore, yo. The Oahspe talk about how the Native Americans is the ones who came up with the concept of the 52 states under one nation. You know what I mean? You think the European came with that. Nah, Native Americans had that shit under the time of Hawata. Let's get that real quick. The prophet Hawata. Them boys was getting busy then. So when the Europeans came, this shit was already systematically laid out. The concept of 52 nations under one God and all that shit. Things was already laid out in the bedroom. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. We're talking about nations, how the natives already had this shit laid out. Yes, family. What this for fireworks? What I bring the kings to the Jews? Interesting. All right, hold on. Let me read something real quick. Then this is in what's this? First book of God, chapter. Let's see. Chapter 27. Chapter 27. All right. Chapter 27. Verse 39. Then spoke Agaquim, saying, speaking out of the ship of fire. Verse 40. Yea, my beloved, I am with you. Behold, my worlds are wide and many. When my back is turned, evil gods come to steal my children. Tell them lies to win them. Tell them they are my sons, come to save them. Verse 41. Hard is the fate of those that worship one God only, but they are mine. I look around at times. I set the evil gods flying. Be of strong heart, O my beloved. Many races, now this is referring to America. Listen to what this states. Many races will come and go on these lands, but the red man shall possess it. Huh? Let me bring that picture up of America again, so you can goddamn get an idea what the hell going on. Where America at? Let me bring America back up. This is an American prophecy right here. What we just read? See, the Oahspe cold-blooded, Joe. This shit ain't taking no goddamn prisoners. This shit ain't taking no prisoners. It's gonna tell you raw and uncut if you like it. You don't like it, so be it. It ain't sugarcoating shit. If you don't like the fact that the irons is white and yellow, oh, so what, nigga? It ain't sugarcoating shit. So check it. What did the verse state again? It says, many races will come and go on these lands, but the red man shall possess it, inhabit it, far and near. See that? Then shall come another evil god. Christ is called an evil god by the Indians. In the Oahspe, it said Christ is an evil god by the Indians. Which is right and exact. Which native Indian out here respecting the goddamn Christian, knowing that they decimated their forefathers on Thanksgiving Day, type the whole Thanksgiving talk? Hold on for a minute, fam. Oh, we ain't finished with this. Yes, family. So check it, right? So again, what did it say? What did the writer say? It said, now this is a prophecy in America. They want to talk about do the Oahspe got prophecy. This is a prophecy. Right here is stated, many races will come and go on these lands, but the red man shall possess it and inhabit it far and near. Then shall come another evil god. Christ is called an evil god by the Indians, to flay and destroy my sons and daughters, to cover all the lands over with pure blood, Then will I come again and rout the evil God, raise up my sons and daughters, full of glory. See that? But look what the next verse say. From far over the waters will I bring their kindred, the Jews or the Hebrews, who worship none born of woman, a wise speaking people, a people that war not, who kill not off weaker nations. I will come in the Mohawk, in the Mohican, and my hand shall be reached around the earth in that day. I will chase away all gods, Elohims, and saviors born of woman. Only the Great Spirit shall all men worship. Go forth, my son. Build wide my foundation. In this land will I find my earthly kingdom. See that? It's talking about establishing the kingdom over here, uprooting the goddamn concept of God's lords and saviors and coming back to the creator right here in the west. That's the decree. It said many nations shall come and go, but the red man shall possess the land. Who's the red man? The Native Indians, as called, or the Native Americas. Huh? They talk about they want prophecy from the, show me where it's talk about goddamn many nations gonna come through this land, but the red man gonna possess it. It's not the copper colored people the red man? Then that they describe Abraham red like new copper. Let's get that. Let's stick to this verse. Let's stick to this. Matter of fact, where Abraham at? Let me get the pictures of the goddamn antiquity pictures of the Hebrews, because it said the kindred Jews gonna come meet their family. Where's Shem at? Hold on. Look at that. Copper. Copper skinned people. Copper. See that? These the people from the west, from the east, coming to the west with these complexions. Copper skin. These are your copper skin people. Look at that. Look at that, brother. Copper. Let's zoom in. These are the people from the east that came over here. That came to the west. Look at that brother. You can't tell me that ain't a brother. That's the same people over here now, from antiquity. Abraham was described as having copper-colored, pure, Ahuan, lofty beard, fierce to look upon. Oahspe described that. Y'all heard it before. I ain't got to go get that shit. Y'all done heard that before many times. But what did the verse state? It says, many races will come and go on these lands. How many races then came and went? Well, we have proof in antiquity that the Egyptians was over here. We see that. They have relics from the Roman era over here. You see what I'm saying? They have proof of migrations of people coming and going in these lands. But the prominent one we know is modern time, with the Europeans came with Christianity. And it even addresses that. It says, many races will come and go on these lands, but the red man, the copper-colored man, shall possess it, inhabit it far and near. Then shall come another evil god, talking about Christ, to flay and destroy my sons and daughters, to cover all the lands over with pure blood. And that's exactly what they did. Then, after that, then will I come again and rout the evil god, raise up my sons. So they're going to rout out this evil. Christ going to get routed out of here. Islam is about to be, got to get up out of here. When I say got to get up out, like we ain't forcefully talking about get up out, but meaning the doctrine and the ideology of who you thinking the creators from this doctrine got to go. And it's going to go. Because once this Oahspe spreads, this information starts spreading out, the generations to come is going to be like, no, we good. We ain't following that. We got this over here. This is more conducive to my understanding than that. You see that? That's what's going to take place, yo. And then it says, from far over the waters will I bring their kindreds. Kindreds mean the family members. They're the Jews, the Hebrews. Say Jews, but we know the Hebrews, who worship none born of woman, a wise-speaking people, a people that war not. These are the same people that in the book of Leviticus said that Moses is going to be taken on a journey for 3,400 years till the earth is circumscribed to the cosmos era. So that 3,000 year, 400 year prophecy is being showed right here again during this in the story of Hawata, showing the prophecy of the Jews or the Israelites coming over here. See that? Y'all ain't got that in the goddamn Bible where it talks about Israelites coming to the land of America. You ain't got that. We got that. So they go to prophecy how you got over here in the Oahspe. Ain't no prophecy in the Bible talking about you niggas coming to America. It talks about niggas being in chains and ships. I mean chains and being in chains and boats. But I'm talking about the way how Oahspe is specifically talking about niggas being over here. Talking about, yeah, the Israelites gonna come to America in the West being plain as day. Ain't no secrets like how them niggas, like in a debate with Garfield and them, I think really Hebrew when they talk about the 12 tribe chart, and they try to say like, what's that word, Asheray or Asheray was supposed to be America. Them niggas, nah. You know what I mean? You dancing to the tulips, trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? Oahspe say with North Guatemala, like North America, nigga, ain't no confusion. What chapter, which one you talking about, King, with the America prophecy? Spiritual light. You say, what chapter was that in? We have to hit my boy with this one, sheesh. If you talking about what I just read, that's in the first book of the Lord, chapter 41. No. First book of the Lord, not chapter 41, that's verse 41. First book of the Lord, chapter 27, verse 41. Yes, family. See that? So the Oahspe is talking about your black ass. You know what I mean? The Oahspe talking about you, Israel. It's talking about you coming to America. It's talking about you being the chosen. It's talking about you speaking out boldly against other gods. That's what we doing right now. Who else speaking this talk who rep the Oahspe? Especially on YouTube. YouTube got 1 billion people on there. And out of those billions of people on YouTube, look at the few who's bringing out the information about the Creator. On this level. The Asiatic nobles. Alright. Yeah, yo. So the Oahspe is showing you right there that the red man is going to possess America. And I brought that up not too long ago talking about the red man. And that wasn't even the goddamn verse I came to look for. You know what I mean? That's the beautiful thing about Oahspe. I came to look for something else, seen that shit, and was like, oh, let me read this. Did a whole goddamn breakdown on it. This is what I was looking for right here. So now this is in the same chapter, chapter 27. And we're going to start from verse 45. For many years traveled Iwata. Oh, now this is a prophet. The same way Abraham was a prophet and was called from God, there was another prophet called Hiawatha or Iwata in the Oahspe during the same time of Abraham. So this is the time of Abraham that these prophets roamed the earth. So in the States, verse 45, for many years traveled Iwata over all the regions of Guatemala, teaching, gathering together, swearing the people ever after to be firm in the Great Spirit, made them swear solemn oaths that never more would they listen to any God except the Creator. These niggas swearing oaths. Like, nigga, we'll never listen to another God, Lord. We only listen to the Creator. Made them swear they would never be caught by another cunning savior like Ahura, whose people delight in war. Verse 46. Into villages gather Iwata, the frightened tribes, and taught them writing and engraving, and taught them the secret name of the Great Spirit, Ego Quim, and explained to them, united into a brotherhood of nations as one mighty people, and that one nation, and that one shall be called Ego Quim, signifying one. Opa Ego Quim. Build thou a model for them, O Iwata. For thou when they come, they shall overthrow thy people in the earth, And the angels of the Holy One shall come and purge them of their Savior, and make them clean in my sight. Then Iwata made the nations, united them into one mighty people, and called them the nations of Opa Agoquim. And they planted the country over with corns and dwelt in peace. So the concept of united nations or united under one came from the prophet Iwata, the North American prophet. He gave us that. He stated what? Into villages gathered Iwata, the frightened tribes, and taught them writing and engraving. Taught them the secret name of the Creator, and explained to them, united into a brotherhood of nations as one mighty people. And that one shall be called Opa Goquim, signifying one. So when it talks about the United States and we know we united as one and all that, that shit came from Iwata. And this during the time of Abraham. See that? That concept was ringing out back then. You dig? You dig? All right. Yes, I. Exactly. On the lookout. Only the creative vibes, yeah? To keep it what? It's funny how whenever we start talking about Gautama, we get a visitor. It's crazy, right? Oh yeah, they be you know me bomb the show with that, but I just put them in the chat, block them, and them motherfuckers still come back. I see them motherfuckers on side doing that shit. I was like, get out of here. But you know how that shit go. We block them out, keep them moving. People, what would you say? The Shona people from Zimbabwe speak ancient Kemet. Ra is the sun. Mafario is happiness. Ramses is 7 days. Brew. Alright. Customs and culture of ancient Kemet, no doubt. Bro, Selah. Is neither there a word in the Oahspe to remove drudges? Say it again. You said, is what? I think the words, I think you messed up. Ain't there a place in the Oahspe where it gives you words to send them out on their way? Send what out on their way? You mean the drudges? The only word you call on is the Creator. That's it. There's some drudges antagonizing your ass, be like, Creator, Jehovah, get these goddamn drudges away from me. And bam. You know what I mean? You say that with a conviction of heart. That shit'll goddamn get them niggas away. Because what gets the drudges away is light. When you turn on the lights, roaches scatter. When you turn on the lights, rats run. So when you increase the light, them niggas go. Pew, they out of here. As long as that light turned on, them niggas ain't coming around. As long as that light turned on in the kitchen, them roaches ain't coming out. When them roaches, they only come out when you turn that light off, they in that safety zone. They come back out. So you got to keep that spiritual light on at all times, yo. Keep that spiritual light on all times. Yes, sister, it's a vibe. You done know the order. And there are places in the Oahspe where it gives you words to send. Oh, okay, you read that. The awakening is America in North Gautama. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening now. This revelation is coming from America. How many people, listen, let's be real. How many people right now do we listen to chomped in Africa receiving some information about the Creator? How many people do we listen to in the land of Israel receiving information on this level about the Creator? How many people do we listen in Europe? How many people do we listen in Asia or Japan and India, Afghanistan or Pakistan or goddamn Guam that's giving you this information? Ain't nobody in the East giving you this. This shit coming out the West. This shit coming out of North Gautama, this revelation about the Oahspe. And we're getting validations from people in the East that, yeah, this revelation makes sense. I remember when I did the story of Zarathustra on my old channel, Selah Shalom 120. When I did that, it's like a 15 story. I did the whole story of Zarathustra. I read it out. and I was getting people from the land of Persia who was Zarathustrians, and they was confirming like, yeah, nigga, that shit on point. From the Oahspe's perspective, because they could have easily been like, oh, that's some bullshit because it's not a direct source from the Vedas or the Sanskrit. This shit coming from a book that was produced in the West, and this coincided with some shit from Persia, and then the Persian people is validating like, yeah, if you go back on my video, Selah Shalom 120, the story of Zarathustra, and look through some of them comments, you're going to see some Persian motherfuckers leaving a comment saying, yeah, alright, like I fucks with it. So when I seen that, I was like, damn, that's you talking over 10 years ago. Or 8 years ago, them videos was dropped. That's right. You call on the creator, they gone, they out of here. They ghosts. Nay 101, I see you. What's good, family? Some of y'all I ain't never seen. I don't know where y'all popping up from. Okay, I see you chiming in. That's what's up. You never know who be goddamn watching this shit or who. You know what I mean? You be thinking you got everybody down packed, and here come this person. Like, oh, peace. Peace to the righteous. Goddesses and gods. You know what I mean? But like I say, yo, ain't no revelation coming out the west. I mean, coming out the east giving you this. Who put in the chat who you listen to coming from Africa, coming from over there that's giving you this information. Cause it survives. Let's vibe about 4 minutes, family. Let's take a break. Take a break and smoke for a minute. Yeah.
Come here, Lucky. Muffin. Muffin.
Muffin. Muffin. If you don't get inside. Family, we gonna chime in late night tonight. It survives.